All right, boys. I had to close the door because my neighbors were going crazy with their guns. I was like, damn it. Okay, so the other day somebody asked me a really good question. They go, Nestor, I'm in my obsessed motivational state. I'm obsessed with working. All I want to do is work. I'm in my early 20s, and it seems to me that everybody around me doesn't understand, and they think that I'm working too much. Now, of course, I've been where you guys have been, especially if you're in your early 20s. I was the kind of guy that all I wanted to do every single day was just work on my cars, and get money to open up my shop. I was completely obsessed with it. I didn't care about anything else. I went out once in a while. I had a girlfriend, but I really didn't pay attention to her because all I wanted to do was work and make money. And a lot of people don't understand that because most people are normal. They're normal people. They're not fucking crazy like me and you. So when you meet or when you're completely obsessed with your work, you're gonna find yourself alone. Because most people, like I said, are normal and all they wanna do is go to work, get off of work, go home, eat, and fucking watch TV and be dumb until they fall asleep and then do that again every single day until the weekend. And then the weekend, they go out, get fucking drunk, complain about their work. On Sunday, all they do is fucking cure their hangover, go back to work on Monday and complain about it and post fucking Instagram pictures and say, oh my God, it's Monday again. We're gonna get back to work. Oh. That's all they wanna fucking do. So, we're not normal. Okay, you gotta accept that. And when you're a young guy, when you're still figuring out who you are as a man, it's really hard for you to comprehend that you are by yourself, that there's not very many people like you. And as a young man, you haven't formed your identity yet, and you're still very self-conscious about who you are, which is completely normal because in your early 20s, you don't know who the fuck you are. So I felt the same way. I was alone, and I didn't really meet anybody that was really on my level. That's why most people that I do know, my friends now, they were always really older, like way older than me. All my friends are 35 and older. Because they have the same mindset as I do. You know what I mean? So the way you keep yourself sane and the way you explain to people that you just want to work is you don't. You don't fucking explain anything to anybody because they won't understand. And all you'll be doing is fucking wasting your time. Every time you tell somebody, all I want to do is work, they won't understand because they're not in that mindset that you're into. Most people, like I said, are just normal people that want to just go to work and go home and fucking be dumb every fucking day. But us, we just want to work and nobody's going to really understand us. So don't explain yourself to anybody. If somebody's like, you're working too much, say, okay, and then just fucking move the fuck on. Change the subject. I have a rule. I don't talk about politics, I don't talk about work, and I don't talk about gossip with anybody, no matter who they are. Because most people are not mature to talk about any of those things, especially gossip. Most people that want to talk to you are talking about gossip. Most men and women. So most time when you have a conversation with somebody that's normal, all they want to talk about is other people. And it's fucking boring. So my rule when I'm having a conversation with somebody is I never talk about those subjects. So when people talk to me, it's always about business, how to improve themselves, what do I think about the world, like theories, like human condition, persuasion, marketing, stuff like that, because that stuff really interests me. Because everything else is just basic bitch fucking advice, basic bitch conversations that is fucking dull. So when I have conversations with you guys, it's always really interesting to me because you guys ask me really good questions that really make me think. And honestly, I don't have very many people that are friends that I see on a daily basis that I can have these conversations with. So like I say to you guys give me more than just views on YouTube. You guys do more for me than that. You guys do a lot for me mentally, and you guys help me really develop my ideas. So I thank you guys for that every single day. So when you guys are talking to somebody and they're just complaining that you work too much, a girlfriend, a parent, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a friend that you've known forever, and they're just saying, oh, you work too much, don't work so much. Oh my God, like, you're gonna just burn yourself out. Why do you work so much? Understand that it's not their fault that they're normal. Understand that they don't understand what the hell you're going through. Understand that those people mean well, but they want to sabotage you. And understand that you're alone in the sense that people are not on your level. and understand that just because you're alone in your immediate circle of friends does not mean that you can't join a community of people on the internet that feel the same way you do. Now, you gotta be willing to put yourself out there on the internet. And for me, when I found my community of guys that felt the same way I did, it was incredible. I felt like all of those years of being alone really, really mattered, you know, because I found this community and I was like, holy fuck, there's other people that feel that way, the way I do. Holy shit, this is great. And it felt good. It felt good that I knew in my mind I wasn't fucking crazy, but it felt that everybody else was fucking crazy. And I was like, when I found another group of people that really felt the way I did, I was like, holy shit, people feel the way I do. And I felt good because I was like, okay, well, I wasn't doing something wrong. Because what ends up happening is that you do feel like you're doing something wrong, and your natural instinct is to conform as a human, but you're not a conformist. You're completely fucking crazy. You're completely off the spectrum when it comes to the way you think. There's very few of us, and you know, sometimes you do doubt what you're doing. So find your community, be here with us, and just know that you're not alone in the way you think, in the way that you just want to work and just be an entrepreneur and just fucking go out there and kill it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of society's pressures make us think that we're alone, but we're really not. So, you know, a lot of you guys are going through the same shit I did when I was younger, feeling alone, and just people just don't understand what the fuck you're coming from when you're like, I just want to fucking work, leave me the fuck alone, I want to improve myself. Just remember, most people are not the way you are, and it's okay to be different, and it's okay to just want to fucking work. That's what we are, you know, we're just workers. And just find your community on the internet, talk to other like-minded men, get better, build your ideas, build yourself up. And just remember, as a young man, you want to avoid the big mistakes that will ruin your life. Number one, having a child too young. Number two, not staying out of debt. Stay out of debt. Number three, don't commit any fucking crimes that are like detrimental to your success. Okay, don't fucking go out and like assault somebody. Don't do stupid shit. Okay, and then just work on your skill sets to build up your skill sets. The last thing I would recommend is for you guys to write down all your ideas, because when your mind is young, you have crazy ideas. You have ideas every single day. And what ends up happening as you get older, those ideas start they don't come to you as easily. So write everything down. And I recommend to starting a YouTube channel or something like that to kind of get the way you feel out there, because more guys are going to find you that way. So when I started really like exploring self-improvement and stuff like that, that's when I really found a lot of guys that felt the way I did. And what I really wish I would have done is really just put myself out there on the internet and said, this is what I'm going through, this is my story, and then guys would have found me, and then I would have built a better community at a younger age, and built some really good relationships. I really have good relationships now with people I've met on the internet. Mike Cernovich, Victor Pride, Chris from Good Looking Loser, all these men are friends now, and I found them through their blog. So anyways, long story short, if there's people in your life that keep saying to you, you work too much, and you don't understand how to explain to them that that's what you want to do, just know that even if you explain to them, they're not going to fucking understand. They're not going to understand, and it's okay. It's okay for them not to understand, because they're not there to understand you. They're not there to understand you. Okay, your family, your friends are there for just support, and they're just there to really just kind of be family members. Because most of your family members, unless you're lucky, they're not going to feel the same way you do. Shit, my parents are not entrepreneurs. I mean, now they are. Now they're getting more into like the entrepreneurship side. My dad worked for somebody for his entire life. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. My sisters are entrepreneurs. I don't have anybody in my family that's entrepreneurs. Uncles, cousins, nobody. I'm like the only one. So I don't expect them to understand what the fuck I was going through. Now, my parents always supported me. They always said, oh, you could do whatever the fuck you want. And they always gave me like support morally. But I know that they don't understand how I really feel. Now they understand that I just want to work, so they've left me the fuck alone. My sister's the same way. Like, everybody understands that I just want to fucking work, so they kind of just leave me the fuck alone now. But when I was younger, they didn't get it either. They were just like, what the fuck are you doing? And then luckily my dad worked as much as I did, so they did understand that, you know, we just had it in us that we wanted to work. But I never expected them to understand how I really felt about things. It's one of those things, you know, it's not their fault. It's not your fault. It's just the way you are. And I don't expect them to understand. It's fine. All I want my parents for is for them to love my children, be good grandparents. They did a pretty good job of raising me, I think, you know. Their job is done with me. They're always there for like a helping hand or an ear to listen, you know, if I want to talk to somebody. But as far as their job is done with me, now I just want them to, you know, love my children. And when I have some, I hope that they're really great grandparents, which I'm sure they will be. But I don't expect them to understand the way I feel about entrepreneurship, because my parents are not entrepreneurs and they don't know the struggle that an entrepreneur goes through. It's not really a fucking struggle, but you know what I mean. Like the shit that goes in your mind. Anyways, don't explain yourself to anybody. Do what you need to do to become successful. At the end of the day, success fixes everything. Okay? Success fixes everything, even your failures. So if you go into business and you start 10 businesses and all of them fail, and then you start the 11th business and that one fucking succeeds, the rest of the failures don't fucking matter. The failures don't matter. The only one that matters is the success. So become successful, work your fucking ass off in your 20s. Build up your skill set, build up your mind, build up your self-improvement. Then you'll become successful. Remember, in your 20s, all you want to be in the top 10% of men in your 20s, you just have to have more sex than everybody around you and be able to pick up chicks, and you're in the top 10%. In your 30s, you just have to make more money than everybody around you, and you're in the top 10%. In your 20s, to be in the top 1%, you have to have more sex than everybody around you and have more money than everybody around you. And in your 30s, you have to have more money to be in the top 10% or 1%. In your 30s, you have to have more money than everybody around you and have more sex than everybody around you. And you're in the top 1%. And you'll be good. So, you know, I don't want to brag. I was in the top 10% when in my 20s. Well, I'm still in my 20s, but you know what I mean. You know, I slowed it down. But I was definitely my top 10% in my 20s. In my 30s, more than likely I'll be in the top 5% of men, because I have built up my skill sets and I know how to run a business. I know how to make money, and I make a ton of money. So I'll be in the top 10%. Man, I've always been in the top 10% because I knew that those very basic things. Build up my skill set in my 20s, work my ass off, and in my 30s, I'll be making more money than anybody else. And then my successes fucking overshadow all of my mistakes, which I didn't really make any mistakes, but you know what I mean. So, success fixes everything. All right, boys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Buy your shirts at automechanicssupply.com. I'm gonna get to work. I am gonna make the vlog. This might have been a little bit too long and ranty, so I might make it in a separate video. I don't know. We'll see how many minutes I actually spent making it. Sometimes I think I talk for like 2 minutes, and then next thing you know, it's like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, this video is way too long. Anyways, pick up your gloves, pick up your shirts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything you do for me, boys. You guys are the fucking best. Thank you so much.